Hey you, you who clicked on this video. Thanks for giving our channel a shot. And if you will, please do us the honor of watching the video all the way through. Appreciate it. Now onto the video. So episode 5 of Bel-Air, PA to LA. We got a lot to cover. So Will and Trey in the car coming home from the airport, and they, just catching up with each other, being teenagers, having fun. We got Uncle Phil and Hillary packing for the influencer house, and really just connecting over the whole Aunt Viv and Hillary thing. And Hillary's trying to figure out whether or not or how exactly she's going to impress the people from the influencer house with her introduction dinner that she's putting on. Then we got Trey telling Will that, since Rashad is dead, he can go back to Philly. So we get Will struggling with that idea. Then Aunt Viv is also struggling with inspiration on, her new paintings. Will, is still, trying to figure out if he wants to stay in LA or if he wants to go back to Philly. We get a guest star from Dwayne Martin starring as Uncle Phil's campaign manager. Viv and Vi end up talking about Will staying in LA, and that brings up a bit of a sore spot because Vi feels like Viv might be trying to raise her son, which, isn't without merit, but at the same time, it just shows that Vi isn't really willing or ready to let go of Will just yet, even though the opportunities are definitely there for him in LA. Then Trey tells Will about the team in Philly struggling without him. And he also accuses Will of being bougie. A little bit of a sneak diss. So Will, seeks counsel from Hillary as to whether or not he should go back to Philly or stay in LA. And, we get a good bit of Uncle Phil informing Viv on the members of the influence house because Viv has no idea of these people or their merits or how they can help Hillary. Then during the dinner, we get a little bit of woke BS from some non-binary chick, talking about pronouns, whatever. Uncle Phil is really worried about Hillary moving out. That's his oldest. And it's also, we're also informed that she was a preemie and that, she struggled as a baby. So we can understand Uncle Phil being a little hesitant about her leaving. Trey and Carlton talk about Will leaving, and Trey completely gives up the ghost about why Will is actually there and what happened with the whole situation with the gun and the gun charge, and Uncle Phil basically pulling some strings to get Will released. So we get some more bull crap from the non-binary chick talking to Ashley, who is, by the way, 12 years old. I cannot stress that enough. Talking about pronouns and gender identity and things that really a 12-year-old should not be talking to with anybody but her parents. But, whatever. This is Holly weirdo bullcrap yet again. So then we get to see some weird little naked prank that two of the people from two of the black members of the influencer house pull on Hillary, and that's just some stupid crap, but whatever. And Uncle Phil basically has a talk with Carlton after Carlton confronts Uncle Phil about him pulling strings for Will to not go to jail. Carlton is being an overly dramatic biatch about the whole thing, trying to basically put guilt on Uncle Phil without ever revealing the fact that he's a freaking junkie to Uncle Phil or anybody else. And it's so hypocritical on Carlton's part, and it really just further cements him as the antagonist of the series, when really I feel like he should be more focused on being Will's foil. So Uncle Phil asks Carlton to give his word that he won't dime Will out. Carlton agrees to keep the secret, and then throws some shade Uncle Phil's way. So then Carlton confronts Will about the whole thing. Will tries to act like he don't know what he's talking about. And then Carlton basically blackmails Will, tells him to stay away from Lisa. Like, anybody wants Lisa looking like the way she looked, but it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And, so that was really underhanded on Carlton's part. Uncle Phil makes breakfast for the rest of the family. Carlton is still, got his ass on his shoulders about the whole thing. And then we get Lisa into the episode, and of course she just ruins the whole flow of the episode like she does every time she comes on screen. Will and Trey go to the D-Smoke concert with Uncle Phil. And we get a guest star from Michael Ealy, who is hitting on Aunt Viv hard and being mad disrespectful when it comes to Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil and their marriage, by even calling her Vivian Smith as opposed to her married name, which is Vivian Banks, which he of course knew because, I mean, God, Hillary's like 21 years old. Come on, bro. You're looking real thirsty right now. So then Fred Wilkes decides that he's going to check Phil on his comments about defunding the police from the last episode, and Phil stands his ground like a G. Then we have to insert some more woke bullcrap. Ashley, who I remind you again is 12 years old, reveals that she has a crush on a girl in that she knows, and Hillary, she handles it in stride. She doesn't blow up at her or anything, but it's just weird because we did see Ashley in the previous episode show a interest in boys, but of course, I guess for them to make this character more interesting, they had to throw in, the alphabet stuff, and that's all throughout this episode. This is pretty much the woke episode, if there was going to be one in this series so far. So then we see that Trey, confronting Will about possibly staying in LA during the D-Smoke concert, and them really getting into it over that. And we get Carlton and Lisa planning her mother's memorial celebration and wanting to give it a Mardi Gras theme. Carlton is, as usual, pulling his same slimy BS, tries to go in for the kiss and gets summarily rejected by, average-looking Lisa. And, rightfully so, because he's being emotionally manipulative like this character has been known to be, especially in this episode. So then, we get to Trey basically trying to leave, but Will wants an explanation. They get into a fight because Trey thinks that Will is abandoning him and abandoning Philly. And, they come to blows, but it stops short of them actually throwing fists. And, Aunt Viv seems to be finding her creative flow and, painting a new piece. And she gives Will some good advice about, the fact that sometimes you grow up and you grow apart from friends. So Uncle Phil and his campaign manager, played by Dwayne Martin, basically have a conversation about the fact that Phil was being interviewed the entire dinner, and it actually helped him from a PR standpoint. But there's an attack ad on Uncle Phil about his comments about defunding the police, and so they're trying to figure out how to spin that into a positive. So Trey, basically is going to leave early, and there's a lot of hard feelings, a lot of emotion here because Trey is leaving on a sour note, feeling like Will has basically turned his back completely on Philly and on him. Viv and Hillary, they reconcile and, get over their whole beef that they've been having for the last couple episodes. And Aunt Viv tells Hillary that she's proud of her. And the episode kind of ends out with Vi and Will talking about him possibly staying in LA. Vi definitely wants him to come back to Philly, but Will wants to pursue the newfound opportunities that he has discovered in LA. We didn't get any Jeffrey this episode, so that's kind of disappointing. After all, I really like the new Jeffrey, and I'm sure you guys do too. But that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments below. We'll see you on the next one. 8-Bit Heroes out. Peace. Want to give a big 8-Bit Heroes welcome to Muffin Sleuth. Big shouts out to you. If you'd like to get a shout out on the channel, then hit that like button, maybe share it with a couple of friends, and do us the biggest honor of all, and subscribe to the channel so you can join the 8-Bit Heroes family. And while you're at it, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when our new videos come out.